sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a difficult period. Difficult job when I first went into the club. Had something like, I think it was 16, 17 games, I think, towards the end of the season, and we needed to do a job and keep QPR in the league, which we were very grateful and very happy to do so. But it was disappointing the following season. Obviously, we made a lot of changes, and you make the changes for what you think are the right reasons, and for reasons that you feel will enhance the club and allow the club to flourish and prosper and be stronger in the future. But sometimes it doesn't come off, and you have to hold your hands up. On paper, the players were very good players, but the combination and the dynamic of the dressing room just didn't work. Sometimes you can't envisage that happening until you actually bring all the group together. So it was a difficult time. Obviously, at the end of the day, I was judged on results, and my results at the beginning of the season weren't good enough, so I lost my job. So I accept that. I was obviously the figurehead of the club at that time, and I was making decisions on the football field that unfortunately didn't allow us to win. So I haven't got any cross to bear whatsoever, because I understand the nature of this game. I've been in it a long time as a player and a manager, and if you don't get the results that the powers to be think you should be getting, then you're at risk. And in the end, I lost my job.
Do you think, what sort of reception do you think you'll get back at Loftus Road?
Well, the impression I get is that it won't be a great one, which is understandable, because obviously since that time there's a lot been said. I haven't said a great deal about it, because I don't think there's any need to. It was a difficult time for everybody. We all were trying to make the club successful. It wasn't if we were there to try and damage the club or hurt the club for the future. That wasn't the intention. Everybody was working to the same end to try and make them a stronger and better club. It didn't work for me initially in that opening period of the season, but then you just have to pick yourself up and move on. So obviously QPR fans will remember that time, and it wasn't great for anybody connected to the club. So if they feel they need to vent that frustration towards me, I take it on my shoulders. I'm a big guy now, so I've been in the game a long time. I've had a lot of stick over the years from a lot of people, so so be it. Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, because a lot of people were working exceptionally hard, myself included, and the staff in and around the club, and we were trying to make it work. And we made big decisions, and we had to make big decisions because I felt at the end of the season that the squad wasn't strong enough to stay in the league the following year unless we made changes. So obviously we had the opportunity to do that. I think the feeling is probably too many came in at the same time, but there was a big turnover anyway, because we were at the end of the season. A lot of people were out of contract, so there was always going to be a big turnover. So from my point of view, I just wanted to try and increase the quality that I had at my disposal. But as I said earlier, you're never sure quite how the dynamic of the group is going to work itself out. And unfortunately, when you don't win games, then any issues within the group or any issues that they had with me or my staff, then that will manifest itself in obviously poorer performances, and that's what happened. We needed a couple of easy wins just to get ourselves and run, settle everybody down, and understand what direction we wanted to go to. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that, and in the end, you have to say it was probably the right decision.
And when you left, was it inevitable that they were going to go down, or do you think really that there was more there that they could have stayed on?
I felt there were still good players there. I felt it would have been. You can never say. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, as we know, but I felt we could have turned it around. There was still a number of games left. I think 20, 25, 26 games I think left. It's been done before. I think it was done last year at Crystal Palace. So there were still good players in the building, but as I said, if the dynamic of the group isn't great, which it wasn't, then sometimes you have to make even more changes, and I think that's what Harry tried to do in the January. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for him, but fair play, he got them back up last year, and they're back in the Premier League, and I wish them well. They're a very good team. You look at the quality that Harry's brought in, there's some very good players there. I watched them last week. They'll be disappointed with their performance last week. I think that's fair to say, because they weren't able to ask too many questions of Manchester United, but in fairness, United were good on the day as well. But certainly they want to look to bounce back from that performance, I'm sure. So at home, with the support that they get from the crowd, then it's a difficult fixture, and it's not one that we expect to win in terms of being an easy fixture. But certainly from our point of view, we have enough ability to go there and expect to get a positive result.